Hey, I'm Jesse from Stauffers of Kissel Hill, and I wanted to show you some of the great stuff that we have for sale here in our nursery. So let's take a walk and let me show you what we have. All right, one of the first things I wanted to show you were these Wegelia. If you've got a spot in your yard for a small flowering plant for sun, Wegelias are a great option for you. This one's called My Monet. It's gonna bloom with this pink bloom. It's gonna give you that variegated foliage all summer. So think about these. These are really popular right now. You're gonna have that foliage all summer. And this is its cousin, Midnight Wine Shine, and it gets a burgundy foliage to it, gets the pink blooms to it as well. And Wegelias are just great family of plants for a small flowering plant for sun. So we have a lot of them in stock at all 7 of our stores right now. Great option for you for a small flowering shrub for sun. All right, I also wanted to show you the Scotch Broom. Scotch Broom is just open. These guys just popped open here in the last day or two. And this is called Madam Butterfly Scotch Broom. This is great for a sunny spot in your yard, but look at that bloom. It's really unique. Very tropical looking, but this is a hardy plant that's gonna live year to year in your yard. This one's called Madam Butterfly. It also comes in a burgundy color as well. You can see these are just starting to open right here. Great plant for a sunny spot in your yard. And if we head back here, we've got our Sunblaze roses have just started to pop open in bloom. They come in a wide array of different colors, from reds to yellows to peach. These are great, easy to grow roses for your yard. They stay small, fairly disease resistant, and do really well in a sunny spot. Clematis is another really good one I wanted to show you today. Look at the blooms on this Clematis right here. This one's called My Darling. Look at the coloration on those flowers. These Clematis are all starting to pop up and bloom right now. This one's called Dr. Rupel. These are great vine plants, perennial plants. They're gonna come back year after year. Grow them up a trellis, grow them over a mailbox. Blooming really well right now. We've got a great selection in stock for a sunny spot. Clematis are just gorgeous flowering vines for your yard. When you're looking for flowering shrubs for sun to part shade location in your yard, you can't go wrong with Deutzia. And look how gorgeous this plant is right now. All those white flowers on there. Deutzia is a great low growing flowering shrub. I have 3 of these at home under a service berry, and it looks really great. So great plant, very hardy. The foliage is actually going to turn a little burgundy color in the fall as well. It comes in a white. And they're down here, there's also a pink version of it as well. This one's the Yuki Cherry variety of Deutzia. These buds are pretty tight. They're gonna open in the next day or so. But I have a couple here that you can see a close-up of the flowers. Great low-growing flowering shrub for your yard. And they look great this time of the year. So you can't go wrong planting Deutzia. Low-growing, sun to part shade location, and they'll perform really well for you. You might be looking for plants for shade, and I want to highlight some rhododendron because they're just coming into flower now. They look really great, and a lot of people think they can't plant rhododendron because they're going to get so big they're going to overgrow the area, but there's a lot of great slower growing rhododendron right now that are just coming into flower. This one's called Ken Janik, and it has just brilliant blooms to it, but this one's going to stay like 3 to 4 feet tall and wide for you in a shadier spot. There's several varieties of lower growing rhododendron. Mardi Gras is another one. This one looks really good. Look at the blooms on that one. Again, great plants for shade for a smaller spot. A lot of good varieties of rhododendron, so don't overlook them. If you have a spot for a big rhododendron, the Roseum elegans back here is just about to burst into color. You can see the buds starting to open right now. There's a lot more flowers coming on this one, but look how gorgeous that plant is. 8 to 10 feet, but if you've got the space for it, it's a gorgeous rhododendron. And then we have the Nova Zembla back here too. Another big growing rhododendron, but it has really nice red blooms to it. Great plant for shade as well. Probably a 6-footer in size. Next, I wanted to show you our selection of lilacs. And a lot of people think they can't fit a lilac in their yard because they remember the big old-fashioned lilacs to get 12, 15 feet tall. But there's a lot of great lower growing versions of lilac that you can plant in your yard. Miss Kim is a version of that. You can maintain this to around 4 to 6 feet in height. Smells really good when it flowers. Dwarf Korean lilacs, another really good one. And these are smaller growing, lower growing lilacs that are gonna bloom prolifically for you. If you are looking for that traditional Old-fashioned lilac. This one is called Pocahontas. This one's going to get a little bit bigger in your yard, but if you have the room for it, you can't go wrong with a traditional lilac like this one, Pocahontas. It's gorgeous. I can stand here, I'm just smelling the fragrance coming off of that. Lilacs are great plants for the yard. Again, you don't need a lot of room to fit one in your yard. If you pick one of the smaller versions, they smell really great for a sunny spot. We do have 7 nurseries in South Central Pennsylvania. Stop out today if you're in the market for some trees and shrubs. We'd be happy to show you what we have.